Welcome, everybody. I'm really happy to do this tapping for cravings. It's one of my favorite things to do, and it's really useful. So, does everybody have something that they kind of have a craving for and that they want to not want as much? And I think it's also good to tell ourselves that it's okay to want it sometimes, but we want to be able to be in control of when we have it, so that we are in charge of eating this food. It's not that we will never eat it again. We just want to be able to eat it when we want to and not eat it when we don't want to. So let's get some initial ratings. So just go ahead and look at your food if you have it with you. If you don't, Osnat just told me that she got a new thing, so she's not tapping on what she actually brought, and that might happen to some of you as well, so that's fine. So go ahead and get your food and smell it. If you have it with you, do you have something to open? Go ahead and open it. If you need to, you can even take a little crunchy taste of it. Don't take a bite and chew it, but try to get the cravings up. Like imagine eating it, like really want that food. All right, so whatever, so rate it on the 0 to 10 scale. 10 would be like, I want this so much, I'm gonna turn off my camera and eat it while she's not looking. And 1 is like, I kind of want it, but it's no big deal. So just go ahead and get a rating for it. And when you think about eating this food, or when you think about wanting it, where are you feeling it in your body? So just go ahead and note it. Sometimes people feel it in their stomach or in their chest. Wherever it is fine. And what is it? It's kind of a funny question, but what does it feel like? Is that wanting kind of a shape? Like, is it like a ball, or is it a block? Or that sensation, like if you have a sensation in your stomach, sometimes people will say it's like a pulsing red ball, or it's like a heavy gray brick. So what shape is it? What color is it? Is there any movement or sound? And whatever you get is fine. If you get a little bit, that's fine. If you don't get anything, that's fine. Just kind of notice what you notice. And when you drop down in there, is there an emotion in there? Like, how does it feel? Is it like sometimes there's sadness, or sometimes it's excitement about eating it? Whatever you notice, it's like what you get is your gold. And then think about what kind of thoughts come up. Is it, I can't wait to eat this, or oh, I hate myself when I eat this? Usually there's conditioned, regular thoughts that come up with this thing. So whatever your thoughts are, just note that. And if it brings up any thoughts about yourself, like sometimes when you're desiring this, it could either be, I love this so much, or it could be, I'm powerless over this. So whatever thoughts just come up quickly. So whatever comes up is fine. And we'll just get a little before and after picture. So Pamela, can you share what your food is, and tell everybody where you're from, what country you're from, because I think it's really cool. We're all 4 in different countries, and what your rating was, and anything that you noticed about it.
Okay, I'm from the south of Israel, and my craving is for chocolate.
What was the rating? Like how much?
Okay, it was like about a 6 or a 7.
Mm-hmm. And could you feel it in your body?
Yes, it was sort of abdominal, around that area where I could feel it. And the sensation was like a pulling sensation. And it was like a thick rope, pulling a thick rope sensation, which was very weird. What were the other questions?
Any thoughts or emotions that went with it?
Yes, it's a thought of, I'm going to have this because I deserve it.
Ah, and yes, and I hear that a lot, and that's
Yeah.
really valuable information. I deserve it. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So
Yeah.
I'm going to eat it anyway. Yeah.
Thank you. That's excellent. How about you, Julie?
Okay, so mine is also chocolate. So I got a rating of 8. I am from Scotland as well. You asked where we're from. So I feel it in my sort of chest and also throat. The color red, and a sort of sense of moving forwards. A sort of sense of forwards motion is what I feel with it. What comes to mind is mum's gone. Where's my mum? And the thoughts that I had associated with that were that it's bad, and why can't I have more?
Perfect. And isn't it interesting? It's just so it's like all in our system. It's almost like this whole little program. And when you write these down, you're getting the little pieces of it. Thank you very much. And how about you, Osnat?
Yeah, so I'm at the moment I'm in England, but interestingly enough, this took me right to my childhood, and that's in Israel, because as soon as I brought a wafer at the beginning, but as soon as we got into it, I got this memory from childhood about buying a fresh bread. So yeah, and I do have craving for bread, rolls, all of that kind of wheat stuff, but mostly bread. And it's just this went straight into this memory of me going and buying the fresh bread. And Pamela will maybe identify with a fresh. It used to be called a black bread many years ago. I don't know if they still have them, and it was a whole bread, and a fresh one like that was just about heaven on earth. And I would go and buy bread, and I would eat the end of it on the way home. Fresh and amazing. And it was, so there's a lot of emotions came with it. I actually wanted to cry, and I can picture myself riding the bike all the way home with that bread, eating it. And I think it was one of the very few good things that were in my life at that time, where a lot of other things were not. So it's taking me into a very emotional place. It was in my stomach. It was going up to my throat. It was like a block in my stomach, and I really wanted to cry. And the thoughts that came with where I need this, it's so good, it's a treat. It also has to do something with independence. I think with the being allowed to go and buy the bread, I don't think I was ever told off for eating the end of it on the way home. It was just part of it, but that's the memory that came, and it's actually stronger than I thought. So yeah,
Wonderful. And again, it's just such brilliant information. It's like our systems will give it to us, right, when we ask. And we usually don't think about asking, we just want it, and it gives us this. So let's go ahead and tap and see what happens. And everybody who's following along, you can go ahead and say our words. Go ahead and say our words with us. If you don't crave chocolate, you will not catch it from talking about chocolate. And if you don't crave bread, or if you've gotten past that, you will not catch it. Your own subconscious knows to go back to your issue. And also you can do this later exactly for your issues. So let's see, since there's 3 of us and that can get a little too many voices at once. So Osnat, would you echo me? Is that okay?
yes, yeah.
All right. So even though I have these cravings,
even though I have these cravings,
this craving,
I
deeply and completely accept myself anyway.
I deeply and completely accept myself anyway.
Even though I really want to eat this food.
Even though I really want to eat this food.
It smells so good.
It smells so good.
I can just imagine the good taste it'll have.
I can just imagine the good taste it will have.
And I can just imagine these good feelings that'll flood my body.
And I can just imagine the good feelings that will flood my body.
And I don't really want to give it up.
I don't really want to give it up.
I accept myself anyway.
I accept myself anyway.
Even though I have this craving.
Even though I have this craving.
And it's this rating.
And it's that rating.
I accept who I am and how I feel.
I accept who I am and how I feel.
This craving that I have.
This craving that I have.
For this chocolate and bread.
For this chocolate and bread.
This chocolate craving.
This chocolate craving.
So delicious.
So delicious.
So fresh.
So fresh.
So soothing.
So soothing.
I feel it in my body.
I feel it in my body.
And I'm just going to jump around between the three of you, between your answers. I feel it in my abdomen.
I feel it in my abdomen.
It's like a pulling thick rope.
Like a pulling thick rope.
This feeling in my abdomen.
This feeling in my abdomen.
This feeling in my chest.
This feeling in my chest.
It's red.
It's red.
This red feeling in my chest.
This red feeling in my chest.
With a forward movement.
With a forward movement.
Like I can move through it.
Like I can move through it.
This fresh, fresh feeling.
This fresh, fresh feeling.
It's like heaven on earth.
It's like heaven on earth.
I can't wait to bite into it.
Can't wait to bite into it.
It feels so good in my stomach.
It feels so good in my stomach.
And I can feel the sensations in my throat.
And I can feel the sensations in my throat.
I deserve this.
I deserve this.
I'm going to eat it and I deserve it.
I'm going to eat it and I deserve it.
It's bad.
It's bad.
Why can't I have more?
Why can't I have more?
And Mom's gone.
And Mom's gone.
Where's my mom?
Where's my mom?
It's bad to eat this.
It's bad to eat this.
But I want this.
But I want this.
And why can't I have more?
And why can't I have more?
This is my treat.
This is my treat.
I deserve a treat.
I deserve a treat.
I need this.
I need this.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Of course I want to give myself good things.
Of course I want to give myself good things.
I love this.
I love this.
But I want to be able to take it or leave it.
I want to be able to take it or leave it.
And all the associations that I have with this food.
And all the associations that I have with this food.
Like the independence.
Like the independence.
The freedom.
Freedom.
The love.
The love.
The comfort.
The comfort.
I'm going to pull that out of the food.
I'm going to pull that out of the food.
And I'm going to put it in my heart.
And put it in my heart.
I'm taking all the good things, those good qualities.
I'm taking all the good things of these qualities
that I get from the food.
that I get from the food.
I'm keeping that part.
I'm keeping, sorry?
I'm keeping that part.
I'm keeping that part.
And I'm letting go of the out of control part.
And I'm letting go of the out of control part.
I'm free to have it or not have it.
I'm free to have it or not have it.
And I'm grateful.
And I am grateful.
Okay, so take a deep breath in. And then blow it out. And hopefully your craving went down some. If it didn't, just keep going. It does work. It really does work. That was pretty short. But let's just have a pretty quick recap. Pamela, your craving was a 6 or a 7, and how is it now?
Strangely enough, I'm looking at this little chocolate teddy bear, and I really don't want to eat it.
Thank you. That is the desired outcome. That doesn't always happen. Sometimes it just goes down a little bit, but sometimes it's like,
yeah, well, okay, no, I don't want that. But I just wanted to say that some of the things that Snug was saying, like the independence and the freedom, they hit home also with me. They felt very true. Yeah.
And those are great clues for further tapping.
Yeah.
We realize that. So how about you, Julie? You had chocolate at an 8 and you felt it in your chest. Where is it at now?
It's gone down to about 4.
Okay. And can you still, is it still in your chest? Did that change at all?
So it's not, it's actually gone more into the throat. It's, so it's moved a bit there. Mm-hmm.
Great. So, and at home, if you were going to do this on your own, so then you would tap and say, it was in my chest and now it's moving to my throat. It's moving to my throat. It's moving to my throat. And just tap on that. Whatever comes up, just tap on that. Those are 2 really good examples. Pamela's went gone. Julie's went from 8 to 4. And you might say, oh my gosh, it didn't work. But craving something at an 8 and craving it at a 4 is totally different. 4 is like livable, 8 is hazardous to the health. And how about for you, Osnat?
Yeah, so mine was at a 10. I mean, I could actually picture that loaf of bread. I could smell it. I could feel it. I could eat it just from the memory of seeing it. And it's now it's like, it's much further away. If I would see one, I won't necessarily eat it. If I'll eat it, I'll still enjoy it. It is a delicious bread.
And that's a perfect place to be.
Yeah, but I'm still left with sadness. I'm still left with stuff, but that has to do now more with the child than with the bread. So, yeah.
And
because I mean, before it was very strong emotions in my stomach. Now it's just a bit sadness in my eyes. But yeah.
Right, and tapping, so that is a perfect golden opportunity. It's a present tied up in a bow for you to clear that from your system so that you can really enjoy the bread and all the other attached to it. So thank you so much. Feel free to email me if you have any questions about that, and I wish you all good health and good tapping.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.